All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and fellow fishing accomplices, good morning and welcome back to fishing. So it's July 5th right now. Easy enough to remember that date. Yesterday was the 4th, and it was an absolutely humid, disgusting day out weather-wise, but it was nice to be off with the family. But today, we are back out on it, trying to get on some fish. I've been trying to switch things up. I'm trying not to just post the same thing over and over again. So while I can add variety, I will add variety. And today we are going to hit up the Western Sound on the Connecticut side, which is actually closer to me than fishing on the Long Island side, which again, I'm never ruling out, but it's always an option. And I'm only telling you that because there's a couple of differences with the seasons of fish at play. First and foremost, sea bass season is temporarily closed, which I'm glad I looked because I didn't know that until I looked last night. It's closed until Saturday and then it reopens, so I won't be keeping any sea bass today, though I wouldn't mind catching a few just for fun. But more appropriately, I'm looking for fluke, ideally. Fluke would be nice. I don't expect anything huge, like nothing like what we've been getting on the South Shore, but it'd be cool if we can make that happen. And we'll probably fish a little deeper to make that work. Obviously, porgies could and should be around, and all the other game fish, maybe weak fish too if we get lucky. But the other main reason I'm telling you I'm going to Connecticut is there is a limited TOG season that's open. You're allowed to keep 2 of them at 16 inches, July through the end of August. And if a fluke bite's not happening, and if I can get some crabs, I think it's dead low tide when I get in, I might very well exercise that. So not quite sure what's going to happen. I was originally hoping sea bass would be the ticket, but can't keep them, so we'll see. If nothing else, we'll be scouting for next week. But that is the plan, and hopefully it will stand. So stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do. Get some fishing accomplished. All right, well, it was a little foggy when I left home today, but then it burned off, and I figured, all right, it's go time. But as soon as I pulled into this area, it was just a fog fest. I'm in the bay right now, so I'm not doing anything too risky. I'm not gonna leave the main area, for lack of a better term, until things really burn off. But I figure since I do have, a set time to get out, I might as well get to the area en route to like where I'm gonna find most of my fish today. That way, once this stuff does burn off, I can get right out in the water. It already looks like this stuff's starting to burn off quite a bit, so if nothing else, we'll just stick next to some structure and try and jig some TOG. Tide was dead low, got quite a few shore crabs, not a ton, but enough to have a little fun with. Let's see what's around. Okay, this fog is hopefully gonna lift soon. We're gonna stay inside the harbor, away from the channel until it does lift. We're gonna fish some little shore crabs. I thought I had more TOG jigs with me, but I don't, so I'm just gonna work this little tiny, 1/4 ounce jig, 3/8 ounce jig, and get right inside some external structure. This is a matter of safety, really. I'm not going out into the channel or outside the harbor into the sound until this stuff lifts. And honestly, this might be the extent of my TOG fishing day. We'll see what happens. I don't have a ton of crabs, so we're gonna make the most of this and see what's around. Tide is dead low right now, incoming. Trying to see how close I can get to this stuff without actually being on top of it. But we want to be right in these fish's face. Get right in their home, show them what we got. Little by little. See how this does. Already getting bit. That did not take long. Already took it. No, we didn't. Yeah, so I can't stress enough, in this particular video, I'm not fishing in New York, I'm in Connecticut, and it's early July, which means they have an open season for TOG, a limited one, albeit, but it is a season nonetheless. This wasn't even originally my intention to fish for them, but obviously the fog made it a very easy decision. I figured going right up against this structure would make it much less likely that I'd be run into by a boat. Additionally, it put me in a good position to go out into deeper water once the fog did lift, which it did. The real goal here was to fish as light a jig head as possible. I'm just fishing these shore crabs, and I want to keep the jig light. That way, when the fish does, nip at it and eventually pick it up, they're not discouraged by it. And while it did take me a little while to get my groove back with tog fishing, eventually I did get a good string of bites together. Keep getting cleaned out. Not an ideal jig head, but still. Got him. Nice, feels decent. Oh wow, nice fish. Nice fish. He's in season 2. Hell yeah. That is what I'm talking about. That is what's up. Nice fish. Nice fish. Connecticut tog season, folks. It's real. It's about almost 18 inches. Sure, why not? Why not? Can't keep sea bass, we can keep tog. Bought that Connecticut license for a reason. I want to stress, folks, I am not in New York right now. I'm in Connecticut, and they have a 2 tog limit season right now, so let's take full advantage of it. All right, 1 tog in the boat. You can keep 2, and I don't really foresee really even wanting to keep another, but let's keep fishing. This is fun until this fog burns off. This is a nice option. Got him. Little guy. Took it hard though. One of the better takes we've had. A lot of these fish have been really skittish. Got him. Now we're getting it. Not do that again. Another little guy. There he is. That's a better one. This reel's in rough shape. Yeah, he's not big, he's sucked weird. Definitely service this reel when I get home, clean it up. Fog's starting to burn off, which is good. So I don't want to do this all day. I couldn't even if I wanted to. I'll run out of crabs first. But this is a good diversion for the time being. Fog is finally starting to burn off. I can see where I want to start drifting for fluke and whatever, but might as well get through all my crabs. We got this bite going. See if we can get a full limit of tog. That'd be nice, even if we don't keep the second one. Though we very well may, because they are delicious. Better than fluke even. That's a better one. That's a better one. Not a huge one, but it's better. Probably like 13 or 14 inches. That felt like it might have been a porgy. Very light bites.
Even the small ones are fun when you catch these guys. Get on a good bite. It's nice that we don't have to anchor up, but won't last once that tide starts moving. Just got another short. Starting to run low on crabs, which is fine. Just as the fog is clearing, which is great. Perfect timing. That's a better one. That's a definite better one. One grab. That might be our limit right there. Yeah, nice fish. Ideal size to keep. He should go 16. It's a male. It's close. Maybe a little short. Yeah, 15 and a half. Thought you were gonna make it. Not quite though. Nice fish though. Got him. That's a better one. That's a better one. He took it one shot. This reel's in rough shape. That's near. Close, but I don't think so. Probably another 15-incher. .15-inch. Another 15-inch tog. I'm down to my last few crabs, so I'm just gonna let this thing kind of fizzle out and then switch over to some deeper jigging with gulp. See what's around. Okay, last two crabs. Let's see what we can do. Still plenty of fish around, but perfectly fine just leaving the tog be and then going for some fluke, porgies, sea bass, whatever, weak fish. Whatever we can find out deep. Damn. I think we still got some crab on there. Got him that time. That's a better one. Yeah. Not a keeper, but going out with some nice ones. Another 14, 15-incher. If I had to guess. Not gonna bother measuring her. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There you go. All right, well, we're out of crabs and the fog has lifted, so you know what that means. It is time to move off into the deeper water, and it is also time for our Seltzer review. We've been doing some really, you know, off the beaten path stuff the last couple sessions, some of which might not even be truly classified as Seltzer, but now we are definitely back in the Seltzer zone. This is a Wegmans store brand. I live near Wegmans. There's no particular affiliation with them. Stop and Shop and Wegmans are probably the two easiest main chain grocery stores that I have access to. And this is watermelon. This has not been reviewed on the channel, so good sound to it. Good scent. Smells mildly like watermelon. I guess that's kind of watermelon. It's more like just melon, period. It's good. It's refreshing. Definitely got to be served ice cold. I give this a round 8. You know, nothing too fancy, but definitely not bad. And hopefully this channel isn't too fancy for you, and you definitely hopefully don't think it's bad. So thank you for sticking out this long. Please hit that like button, subscribe. Let's see if we can get onto some bottom fish in some deeper water and see if we can get a very mixed bag of fish. So let's keep it going. Okay, we're rolling up in the next spot, switching for fluke or whatever else we can jig off the bottom. Not really marking any porgies, but if they're here, they're here. This first spot I've never fished before. Got a nice little drop off. I'm gonna work the bottom ledge and work my way back up it and see what's around. I'm gonna go light at first, but I think this is probably be too light. This current's moving pretty darn quick. 3/8 ounce, just like we've been doing in the bay, South Shore. If it's too light, we'll go up to probably 3/4 ounce, see what happens. May mess around with the bucktail too. We'll see how it goes.
So it was funny because I went or left to go fishing in this particular day to get sea bass, which I eventually found out was not even an option. It didn't even matter because I didn't find any, and I was having a lot of trouble jigging off fish from the bottom. Originally I went out deep because when I fished here in the fall there was a lot of fish out there, but they were just not around in deep water. I had a few hits here and there. It wasn't a great tide, but the only thing I was really finding deep in numbers was sea robins. I did get a few other hits and fish that were a bit better and more what I was looking for, but it was nothing really concentrated. So ironically, again, the TOG bite was the best bite I found in the day. Maybe I should have spent more time finding crabs. I don't know.
Here we go. What's this? It's a fluke, I think. Not terribly big, but I'll take a fluke. It's not a bad one. Nah, not even close. What am I doing? Not bad. I'll take them. If I take them, I mean catch them, not keep them, obviously. Long Island Sound fluke. Let's do that again. Oh, that's something better. Oh, no, 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 no. That was something good. Come back, come back. Is that like a good fluke or maybe a sea bass? I don't know. Dang. Got him. That's something nice. Oh, that's a robin. Robin. Big old robin. All right, it's been tough. Been looking all over. Very limited success. Unless you're talking about sea robins, then very successful. Some very large sea robins. But that's not our measure for success, so we're basically making our way in. Just want to try a few more spots that look interesting on the shallower side. Hoping if anything we can find some porgies, but even they've been elusive for me lately, so at least on the North Shore. See what we can do. There we go. That's a nice porgy, I think. Porgy on the hoagie. Yep. There's one of my strips. Well, it's a legal fish. I don't want them, but... All right, overall, can't complain. It's funny because the thing I planned for went a lot more challenging than I thought it would, and the thing I didn't plan for was very easy, so I guess that's a lesson to be learned. But yeah, I guess that's one of the nice things about living close to the Connecticut border is this is always an option for me. And I didn't even have to really go too far to find the fish. If I really wanted to explore, I bet I could have got onto some really hot spots. Didn't anchor or nothing. Seems like a lot of the porgies and fluke are still closer inshore. No surprise there. It's not really that much bait around that I'm marking. I didn't get really an ideal tide either. I'm sure if I did have a better tide, I could have gotten into more fish, but that's the way it is. Good start to the sound. At least we got that one fluke and had a few other good hits on the way. We'll get out of here again soon, and hopefully we'll get a bit more action and so on. So thanks for watching as always. Please hit that like button, subscribe. Catch you in the next one, and goodbye from Fishin'.